What's happening, everybody? Welcome in to the Wilbur and Gold Show. I'm your host, Will Dalton, aka Wilbur and Gold. This is episode 28 of the Wilbur and Gold Show, and we are doing something a little different today. Typically, when we do this show, it's kind of a podcast or live show. Well, it is live still, but it's a podcast or like radio show, talk show format. You know, kind of like I don't know what to compare it to. I mean, any type of talk, podcast, or radio show or TV show that you like to watch, where it's just a host, maybe the herd, like if you're a sports person, anything like that. That's typically the format of this show, I guess, for me. Like, this is my version of that. But today we're going to be starting something a little differently that I'm hoping is going to stick and maybe doing a little more often, could be a little more fun. So what it is this is the Wilbur and Gold Show Speed Round. And what this is essentially going to be, this is going to be my version of the Wilbur and Gold Show or any other show we may do here on the channel, where maybe for me personally, I'm a little short on time, have a lot going on in a particular day, but I still want to get a show in. So essentially what we're going to do to kind of mix it up is I'm going to have 10 topics, and I'm basically going to have, it's going to be kind of like you flash the topic. I mean, all this is, there is no me, thinking about what I want to say on each topic. It's just going to be, I have a list of topics that I kind of wanted to get into, or something that popped up that's trending, or what have you, whatever it is. And I'll essentially write it down on a notepad, and then I'll flash it up here on the screen eventually when I edit it. Maybe if I post it to Instagram or something like that. Or in the future, I'll probably have like a button over here with like the topic. That way it'd be more interactive for you guys. You guys can actually see it if you're more of a visual person like I am. But essentially what it's going to be is I'm going to have 10 topics, usually 10 topics. For the most part, I'm going to try to have 10 topics. It's going to be, could be sports, could be Star Wars, could be anything, could be something trending, anything. And essentially what it's going to be is I'm going to have 10 topics and a minute, 60 seconds per topic to literally just react or give my thoughts or just give a quick take on said topic. Essentially whatever pops into my fucking skull is what I'm going to say on this topic, what have you. And that is going to be the show. So it's going to be about a 10-minute version, probably 12 after I introduce it, but 10, you got it. 60 seconds per topic, 10 topics. Here we go. And I've got my iPad here with a timer, so I got it straight. And again, in the future, when I have more time to kind of do this, I'm going to have like the topics on the screen for you listed, and I'll probably have a little timer up here, make it fun. We'll make it a thing. So anyway, Wilbur Gold Show Speed Round. Here we go. Madden 22. Start the clock. So Madden 22, the trailer finally dropped today. They teased, they put the teaser out for Madden 22 yesterday or 2 days ago, I think it was. And essentially what it was, and this was fairly predictable, essentially what it was a barn and two goats. One was bigger than the other, so goat, baby goat. So you could basically summarize that, all right, this is probably going to be Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, or Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, or Tom Brady and who knows who else. Like maybe they were going to have like a couple of legends, like a Tom Brady, and maybe more of a throwback type player like a Joe Montana or whoever. So it came out today, the trailer, the cover. It's going to be Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. I'm here for it. I like it. And it didn't hit me till about halfway through the trailer. But, I mean, that was your two opponents in the Super Bowl last year, and I thought it was kind of cool how they were on the cover together. So there's that. Next topic, the Los Angeles Lakers. Here we go. Disappointing this year on multiple fronts. I mean, obviously LeBron was a little banged up. Anthony Davis was a major disappointment from an injury standpoint. It makes you wonder if their title last year should have an asterisk on it. I don't think it should carry the same weight that a typical title would, but I'm not going to put an asterisk on it either, because it wasn't just the Lakers with those circumstances. It was the whole league or the whole playoff field that had those circumstances, and everybody dealt with it in their own ways. And the Lakers, which this was very predictable because they have LeBron on their team, they stayed level-headed, they stayed focused on the goal, and they got it done in the bubble. So, for that, but this year, I mean, they were kind of disappointing, but I do think the shortened season and kind of going right into the season quickly had a lot to do with that. So, Lakers, that's that. NFL draft, just because I never really got to kind of give my 2 cents on the NFL draft. I think Zach Wilson, I don't know a lot about him, but I have a funny feeling in my gut. Zach Wilson, who went to the Jets, obviously, I think he's going to be more – I think he's going to surprise some people. Like, I think he has an it factor. Like, he's a very attractive dude. He's got the swag. He's got the charisma. He has what you would need to play for the New York Jets and be the quarterback of the New York Jets, I think. And I don't think anybody would deny that knows anything about him. I think it's just a matter of the talent on the field. And I think he's going to surprise some people. I just have that weird feeling in my gut. And who knows, the Jets may have their guy. They may have a Josh Allen type character there, kind of like the Bills did, because a lot of people didn't know a lot about Josh Allen, but Josh Allen's one of the better young quarterbacks in the league now. So, NFL draft. That's my big take from that. The Obi-Wan Kenobi show. That will be dropping, I believe, next year. Yeah, next year. The Obi-Wan Kenobi show is going to drop. I've talked a lot about that show on the channel already. I'm so excited for this show. I think it's the most excited I've been for any of the Star Wars shows that have come out so far. That includes, Mandalorian, Bad Batch, which I'm really liking Bad Batch. We'll get into that next, actually. But I'm looking forward to the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I'm so excited to see Hayden Christensen as Anakin Vader, more so Vader again. And I'm excited to see Obi-Wan. He was in an interview with the dude that plays the Mandalorian the other day, and he was talking about how, he was an actor with Clone Troopers, and now he's with Stormtroopers, and that was kind of cool for him. So I'm really excited for that show. I hope they have Asajj Ventress in it. I hope we get Clone Wars flashbacks. But this show, I think it's going to be epic. And last word on this, they claim that Obi-Wan is going to feel more real in this show than the prequels. Don't know what that means. Excited to find out what that means. Bad Batch. We're 7 episodes in now. I got caught up yesterday, actually. I was keeping up, and then I went a while and had not watched episodes 6 and 7. Obviously, episode 6 was where they went on some type of mission. When Omega had like the blaster bow or whatever. I thought that was kind of a cool weapon. But obviously, the main event was episode 7, where we finally got to see Rex. The way they sent him off at the end of the episode, kind of into the mist or the clouds or the whatever that was, it made you wonder if that was the send-off for Rex, kind of like that was it for his character, just giving you one more time to see him, and that was kind of it. I'm curious to see about that. Guess we'll find out in the future. I hope not. I like Rex, as most of us do, so Bad Batch going very well so far. I'm ready for something big to happen. That was pretty big, but anyway, that's my minute. The Carolina Panthers, more specifically the Carolina Panthers draft choice, J.C. Horn. I know I just talked about kind of the draft more in a broad sense, and my hot take there is Zach Wilson, but I was very happy with the draft. The more I learned about him, J.C. Horn, cornerback from South Carolina. Obviously, I kind of wanted the Panthers to take Justin Fields because we have yet to find out what Sam Darnold's actually going to be. Was it the Jets that were making him kind of struggle, or was it just Sam Darnold not being all that good? I got a funny feeling Sam Darnold's going to be just fine because it sounds good so far, what's going on over like in practices. So, and he's back with his guy, Robbie Anderson. He's back with him. They clicked very well when they were on the Jets, and Robbie Anderson's been talking about how great he's been looking already. McCaffrey's going to be back and healthy. So, and last word on this Carolina Panthers defense, it's going to be something between Jackson, Chin, J.C. Horn, that's going to be something to watch, I think. So, Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers, kind of at a standstill right now, kind of in a bit of a standoff. I just don't think that. I think Aaron Rodgers has all the leverage here. I don't see how the Packers are going to win the standoff with Aaron Rodgers. I just think he has more leverage than anybody in the league, considering he's the MVP. He's got more leverage than anybody in the league would outside of somebody named, I don't know, Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And after, I've got 10 seconds here, and then I'm going to let my clock go. I'm going to reset my clock after this one because I'm getting behind a bit. Aaron Rodgers, I think he's played his last game with Green Bay. That's just my gut instinct. So, let me reset. It's hot in my room. Fun fact. All right, here we go. Suns and CP3. Obviously, at the moment, CP3 is in COVID-19 protocols, which, God, this guy cannot catch a break. I hate it for him. I want to see the Suns win it all. I mean, obviously, the Hornets weren't in it, so there's that. Kind of wanted to see LeBron win it all, but they got eliminated, so I want to see the Suns and CP3 win it all. I want to see CP3 get his first ring. I think that's really going to, especially the way he would ultimately win it, just going from team to team and automatically making an impact. I mean, he goes to the Thunder with all young guys, and all of a sudden, like, they weren't contenders, but, like, they were making a little racket as far as maybe trying to get to the playoffs last year. And it was the same for the Suns, which it's not surprising because the Suns kind of showed you who they were or had the potential to be in the bubble. They were actually one of the few teams that weren't a fluke or a bubble fluke because they added CP3 and immediately pushed everything forward. So I hope they get it done. Next on the list, Count Dooku. And I threw this one in at the last minute because I've been playing a lot of Star Wars Battlefront lately. I've been watching a lot of Clone Wars lately. I just got a Count Dooku lightsaber the other day to add to my collection. General Grievous callback there. I love Count Dooku. He's so, in my opinion, he's one of the more underrated characters and underrated villains, I think, in the Star Wars universe, period. And I think for me personally, as a kid, I was more drawn to the villains like Darth Vader, who's my favorite, Darth Maul, who's up there, Boba Fett, Jango Fett, because they're kind of badass looking characters. They're just badasses. And Count Dooku's more kind of just normal. He doesn't have a weird paint like Maul. He doesn't have a weird suit like Vader. But he's one of the most elite swordsmen in the galaxy. And he's completely underrated villain in Star Wars. Probably one of the most underrated. Last one on the list. The Brooklyn Nets. So obviously Kevin Durant dropped a bomb the other night against the Bucks. James Harden ultimately came back for that game. Here's my issue. Now, I predicted a long time ago that the finals was going to be the Lakers and the Nets. It's not going to be that. It's probably potentially going to be the Nets if Milwaukee doesn't stand in their way, which we'll see. I've yet, even though I think they'll go to the finals, I don't think they'll win it because my issue with the Nets has never been their talent because they're the most talented team we've seen since the Golden State. I'm kind of surprised how people are kind of forgetting the Warriors. People are kind of sleeping on the Warriors and saying that the Nets are automatically now the best team they've ever seen. I'm not so sure about that. Just because, we forget how unstoppable the Warriors were once they had KD. But the issue with the Nets has never been talent. It's always been chemistry and health. And you will see that play out through the rest of the playoffs and probably through the rest of the finals. And I think that, one of the two, if not both, is why they will not seal the deal. I think they'll get there, but I don't think they're going to seal the deal. So that is the speed round. That is what you can expect. Anytime we have a speed round, anytime I'm having a day where I've just got a lot on my plate, but I still want to get in here and hang out with you guys a bit and do an episode. So I actually think it's kind of fun. It's kind of a different format. I like the whole list format. I think lists tend to do well when it comes to content, and I think speed rounds do well because it's like it's got to be quick fire, quick reaction, authenticity, which I'm all about authenticity no matter what I do, but I think you get even more of it when you're kind of on the spot and you only have a 60 seconds to answer something. So that's fun, something new. I think we're going to do it from here on out. Now, obviously not every episode, but again, it's going to be a regular thing. So that's it. Wilbur and Gold Show episode 28, speed round in the books. Speed round number 1 in the books. Glad you guys could tune in. Nobody tuned into the live show, so maybe I'll get some of you to watch after it's put on YouTube. But that's it. Episode 28. We'll see you next time.